The Shawshank Redemption explores several profound themes, with hope, friendship, and the human spirit being central to the story. One of the most prominent themes is the power of hope, particularly in a place where it seems most unlikely to thrive. Andy Dufresne, the protagonist, embodies hope as a force that sustains him despite the brutal and dehumanizing environment. His unwavering belief in a better future leads him to create opportunities for himself and others, symbolized by his meticulous planning of his escape and his efforts to improve conditions in Shawshank. Another crucial theme is the value of friendship. The bond between Andy and Ellis Red Redding is a cornerstone of the narrative. Their friendship begins with mutual curiosity but evolves into a deep emotional connection, highlighting how human relationships can provide strength, comfort, and support in the face of adversity. Red, who initially sees himself as a lifer bound to the prison's grim reality, grows through his relationship with Andy, ultimately learning to believe in the possibility of change and redemption. The theme of institutionalization also plays a significant role in the Shawshank Redemption. As time passes, prisoners become so accustomed to the rigid structure of prison life that they struggle to adapt to freedom. Red's difficulty in adjusting to life outside Shawshank serves as a reminder of the psychological toll that long-term imprisonment can take and the challenge of reclaiming one's humanity after being confined for so long. Ultimately, the film also touches on the theme of justice and corruption. Throughout the story, characters navigate a flawed justice system where those in power exploit their positions for personal gain. Andy's ability to manipulate the system and expose corruption within Shawshank underscores the idea that justice, while often elusive, can be achieved through persistence and integrity. Together, these themes create a powerful narrative about the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of hope, friendship, and redemption in even the darkest of places. The Shawshank Redemption also delves deeply into the concepts of freedom and confinement. While Shawshank is a physical prison, the film reveals that true imprisonment goes beyond mere walls and bars. Andy and Red, despite being physically incarcerated, wrestle with their inner sense of freedom. Andy's mental escape through his dreams of a better life and his relentless pursuit of his escape plan demonstrate that even within the most oppressive conditions, a person's mind and spirit can remain free. His escape, when it finally occurs, is not just a physical act but a metaphor for the liberation of the human soul from the constraints of despair and hopelessness. Conversely, the theme of institutional corruption is also explored in the Shawshank Redemption through the character of Warden Norton. His exploitation of the prison for financial gain, his abuse of power, and the moral compromises he makes to maintain control reflect the deeper issue of corruption within institutional systems. The prison, rather than being a place of reform, becomes a tool for the enrichment and dominance of those in power. This theme highlights how even systems that are intended for rehabilitation can become corrupted, serving the needs of the few rather than the many. The theme of redemption also runs throughout the film, as it is not just the title but also a central narrative arc. While Andy seeks redemption for the crime he didn't commit, it is his moral journey that ultimately becomes more significant. By helping others, like his contributions to the library and his assistance to fellow inmates in obtaining their GEDs, Andy redeems himself in a way that transcends mere justice. His actions inspire others, including Red, who eventually finds his own redemption, not just in being paroled, but in the decision to live a life with hope and purpose outside of Shawshank. Finally, the film touches on themes of human dignity and perseverance. Throughout the story, the inmates of Shawshank struggle to retain their dignity in a place that systematically strips it away. However, despite the brutal and inhumane environment, characters like Andy and Red maintain their integrity, and through their perseverance, they demonstrate that dignity is something that cannot be easily taken away. The prisoners who, like Andy, find a sense of purpose, or those like Red who rediscover hope, ultimately show that the human spirit can endure, evolve, and even flourish in the most challenging conditions. Through these interconnected themes, the Shawshank Redemption reinforces the idea that even within the darkest of environments, the possibility of transformation and redemption remains ever present. The Shawshank Redemption also explores the theme of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. This is particularly embodied in Andy Dufresne, who, despite being wrongfully convicted of his wife's murder and sentenced to life in Shawshank, never loses his sense of self. His ability to adapt, maintain hope, and find ways to improve both his own life and the lives of those around him speaks to the inherent strength that people can find within themselves, even in the most hopeless situations. Andy's unwavering belief in his ability to outlast the hardships of prison life and his determination to maintain his humanity make him an enduring symbol of inner strength and perseverance. A key facet of this theme is Andy's decision to engage in seemingly small, yet profoundly meaningful acts within Shawshank. From his creation of a library to his work helping fellow inmates with their education, Andy takes control of his environment. By doing so, he reaffirms his belief that no matter the circumstances, an individual can still exercise agency and dignity. This is seen most clearly when Andy plays Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro over the prison loudspeakers, briefly transcending the prison walls and reminding the inmates and the audience that beauty, culture, and joy still exist beyond the confines of their environment. The film also reflects on the cyclical nature of violence and corruption in society. Shawshank Prison functions as a microcosm for larger societal issues. The inmates' stories often mirror those of the world outside, filled with injustice, retribution, and cycles of violence. The guards and the warden wield their power over the prisoners, perpetuating a system of suffering, while characters like Andy challenge that system through acts of courage, integrity, and defiance. As much as the film celebrates personal redemption, it also critiques a society that locks people away without offering them meaningful opportunities for rehabilitation. Another key theme is the contrast between hope and despair. Throughout the movie, the prison represents a place of despair, where many inmates, such as Brooks, lose their ability to hope after being institutionalized for so long. Brooks' tragic end serves as a stark reminder of what happens when a person loses their connection to hope and meaning. In contrast, Andy and Red's evolving understanding of hope, Andy's belief in the possibility of escape and Red's eventual acceptance of freedom outside Shawshank, offers a more optimistic view. The film suggests that while despair can consume and devastate a person, hope is an active force that can be cultivated, even under the harshest conditions, and has the potential to lead to redemption and transformation. Furthermore, the Shawshank Redemption examines the notion of fate and the role of chance in shaping one's destiny. The central question of whether Andy's escape is a product of fate or a meticulously planned effort is left open-ended, but it does suggest that life, particularly in a place like Shawshank, can often feel unpredictable and shaped by external forces. Red's release, which he originally believes is the result of chance, becomes a pivotal moment of self-discovery. His belief in the randomness of life is replaced by the realization that he can create his own future, a theme that underscores the film's broader message of redemption. Even when life seems predetermined, individuals can find new paths by embracing hope, making choices, and working toward a better future. In sum, The Shawshank Redemption is a powerful exploration of the human condition, grappling with complex themes such as justice, corruption, institutionalization, the power of friendship, and the transformative potential of hope. The characters' journeys reflect the complexities of the prison system and society at large, offering a poignant meditation on freedom, human dignity, and the possibility of personal redemption, no matter the circumstances. Through Andy and Red's experiences, the film ultimately suggests that while institutions may imprison the body, the human spirit can still break free, as long as it retains hope, connection, and a sense of purpose. While many of the prisoners in Shawshank face the consequences of their actions, Andy Dufresne's story highlights how personal integrity and moral decisions can shape one's future. Despite being unjustly imprisoned, Andy maintains his innocence and refuses to succumb to the corrupt system around him. His decisions, ranging from helping the warden launder money to establishing the prison library, are acts of agency that stand in stark contrast to the passivity of other inmates who accept their fate. These choices illustrate the idea that personal morality and a sense of right and wrong can provide strength in dire circumstances, even when the system is rigged against you. Additionally, the theme of the cyclical nature of crime and punishment is explored through the character of Brooks Hatlin, who, after being released from Shawshank, is unable to adjust to life on the outside. His inability to cope with freedom and his tragic end reinforce the film's exploration of how institutionalization can strip away an individual's sense of self and make the outside world feel like an alien place. This highlights the grim reality of rehabilitation, or the lack thereof, within prison systems. The film also subtly addresses the theme of generational trauma. Through characters like Red and Brooks, we see how prolonged exposure to harsh environments can create a cycle of despair that spans generations. This theme underscores the difficulty of breaking free from such cycles, but also suggests that change is possible through awareness and a willingness to challenge the system. The Shawshank Redemption ultimately conveys that hope, while fragile, is a powerful force that can break even the most entrenched cycles of trauma, despair, and corruption. Through Andy's determination, Red's transformation, and the emotional journeys of other inmates, the film reinforces that redemption is not only about escaping prison but also about reclaiming one's humanity, making meaningful choices, and fostering connections that transcend even the most oppressive circumstances. It emphasizes that, in the end, it is not the walls that define freedom, but the choices we make and the hope we nurture within ourselves.